So we've whiffed it.
Yeah, we're going to have to hit it real
hard.
hard.
It's going to be a long day at the office.
It is going to be a long day at the office. So it's mostly my fault, though.
Yeah.
I'm going away again.
Cal's going away again.
Yeah.
So we've got to do this Wednesday's one, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we've got to do 2 Wednesdays worth.
Yeah.
For while you're away.
Yeah.
And we've got to do a Tooniversal glossary. Yeah.
It's a shame the internet's not good enough for us to do it, like, long distance one way, because it would be kind of funny.
It would. But
it's just not. It's not reliable at all. Like, it wouldn't result in the high quality that I think
we've become renowned for.
Yeah, our listeners have come to expect from us.
But, well, you know, it's 2:20. We've got to record 4 episodes.
Let's do it.
let's just crack on.
We'll start with tea and then we'll work our way into beer, then gin.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a coherent cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Noble.
And we've got a long day at the office ahead of us, so we're going to just kick right in. The episodes might be a little bit shorter for the next few weeks because basically it all comes down to what we've got time to do today.
Yeah.
We haven't seen our good pink boy in a while.
No, we haven't.
He was
not
in
at all
peril.
last episode.
He was in peril.
Yeah, he's got a hit out on him.
We kept thinking we were going to see him, and then someone else.
And it doesn't look like we're going to see him.
We're not going to see him this episode. I don't think we're going to see him next. It's worrying.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't even seen his name on the list in a while.
No, I haven't. What were we in? We're in August 1942.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him for a good few months. I don't think.
Yeah, this is.
I'm genuinely concerned. I mean, I don't really think I'm going to care that much if he has gone because
I want to know.
Because he has turned into a tyrant.
He's become a villain.
He does. If he has been, knocked off, he probably deserves it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I just want to know that that's happened. Know what we're dealing with. But unfortunately, I don't think this next episode is going to answer that question. This one's called The Squawking Hawk. And it's the first appearance of Henry Hawk. Oh. Henry has an extra E in it for some reason.
Henry
Hawk.
Henry the Hawk.
So let's kick right in. It's August 8th, 1942, and we're watching The Squawking Hawk. Henry Hawk, then.
Yeah, I recognise him. Really, really recognise him. He's the little chicken hawk from the Foghorn Leghorn cartoons.
Yeah, but we haven't seen Foghorn Leghorn.
No, and I don't think he's going to be in it for a while.
No.
So, Henry's...
50s?
Yeah. Henry, obviously about for quite a bit longer. And he's still as great as I remember. He's a bolshy little bastard, is what he is. Little guy.
His mum's trying to feed him a worm.
He does not want it.
He doesn't want a worm, he wants chicken.
Yeah. He's a chicken hawk.
So he sneaks out, tries to pinch a chicken.
Yeah.
With his mighty chicken hawk strength. Because he can sort of ratchet his legs up like a jack.
And then just carry a chicken.
Around while carrying out an entire chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken's husband takes issue with this.
Yeah.
They get into a bit of a to-do, and then the chicken's husband runs away because his mum's there and she's actually quite scary.
Yes, yeah. Well, she's
very small.
Yeah. She's a fully grown chicken hawk, presumably the one that eats chicken.
Yeah. So,
they do quite well.
But yeah, it was an entertaining little number. I like that largely toons seem to have no concept whatsoever of how big they are.
No.
Related to anything at all.
No, but I don't think their size has anything to do with their strength.
No. But he seemed pretty sure he could take him.
Yeah, once the chicken ended up knocking out her husband, and he was knocked out on the floor. That's when the chicken, little Henry got right up in his face, going, "Come on, put your jukes up, come on." And then when he did, he was like, "Oh God," he stood up. "No, I don't want to."
Yeah.
But he was going to follow through with it, though.
But he seemed pretty sure he could go and get a chicken.
Yeah. But, it's the ignorance of youth, I guess. He's just he's never been out and about trying to get a chicken, so, he's probably fairly confident he can get one.
Yeah. Now, his mum, everyone in the cartoon was talking.
Yeah.
His mum had clothes.
Yeah.
And I think he had, a little bib, maybe.
Yeah.
But, the chickens didn't have clothes, but then we haven't really seen
many chickens with clothes.
No. And all sentient chickens seem to have decided they're still going to live in
just live on a farm somewhere.
On a farm.
Yeah.
Whereas they had a house, the chicken hawks.
Yes. Yeah. Up the tree they had a proper little house with a mailbox as well.
Yeah.
So presumably they get mail. They must get bills and stuff. I'm assuming the man has a job.
Sentient, right?
Yeah.
But we've seen sentient creatures eating other creatures.
Yes.
In this instance, the worm that she's trying to feed him at the start, and every time she's trying to convince him to eat the worm, he's resigning himself to death.
Yeah.
And every time he says no, he wants chicken, the worm's like, yeah.
Yeah, he was happy about it.
But when he's like, yeah, you can see quite clearly that he's wearing little yellow gloves. Yeah. Which means he's
passed his trouser test.
He's passed his trouser test.
Which means he probably either is on the social or has a job. So he's been kidnapped from his home. He writes his
will.
Yeah. Presumably it's going to get... I'm assuming the chicken hawk mother, out of, just some level of decency, probably posts that for him.
Yeah, but it's the first time we've seen...
I'm assuming he's been kidnapped.
Yeah, it's quite sinister.
Or that is his job. To get eaten.
That's dark.
Yep. Well, yeah.
But then it's also very socialist.
Yeah.
It's just this is my job in.
So, they know that worms aren't going to live an extraordinary amount of time. So they go, right, here's a one-off lump
Do you
sum.
think it's donating your body to medical science?
Yeah, no, I think it is. But I don't think it's donating. I think it's your job. It's right, my job is going to be food. And as a one-off payment, you get a massive lump sum so that you can live out most of your life in relative comfort. But the trade-off is you're getting eaten at some point.
By a baby chicken hawk.
Well, just by whomever.
But you've got a lot of money to leave to your family.
Yeah. Or you've got a lot of money to spend, and if, you decide to save it, then you can pass on to your family when you get lunch.
I reckon he saved it because he wrote the will out.
He did. It was very quick, though. It was 3 lines.
Yeah, I guess so. But then having more money doesn't tend to make it more lines.
No. It's just more zeros, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, possibly that's possibly his job is getting eaten, and he's just had a lump sum payment, and he's nearing the end of his life now, and he's like, well, okay, now
cash in.
Yeah, now's my time to be eaten. So off we go. But
maybe you start with an amount.
Yeah.
And it's going when you die. It's not going to your family unless you do this.
Yeah.
It's you've got this pool of money to live your short worm life.
Yeah.
Sort of like the egghead sort of situation.
Yeah.
It's you've got this amount of money to live your short worm life. And at some point you can just call it, and the rest of the money will go to your family in addition to their
But I mean,
allowance.
the thing is Bookworm, he clearly hasn't signed up for this job. He's got a job as a librarian.
What if he's
conscientious
objector?
Well, I just don't think that worms have to do that, and I don't think it's just worms. I think the chickens can sign up for it as well.
He's decided just to live through.
Yeah, I think it's just a job that you can choose to do. I don't think it's right, worms have to do it or chickens have to do it.
It's just the most money you're getting as a worm.
Yeah, it is,
because there's not a lot you can contribute to the workforce.
Well, not really.
You're a worm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can be a wobbly nail.
A lot of you could maybe, essentially till a field.
Yeah.
Just an awful lot of you.
Some sort of gang that goes around doing lots of farm work, I guess.
It's shall I hire a farmhand or shall I purchase
a lot of worms?
600,000 worms.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to, like, because they're going to feed themselves. You don't really need to house them. They're going to be living in the soil. So it's probably a cheaper option.
A viable job.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just, that is an option to be food.
But if you want
but if you do that,
live a life of Riley or want to have something to leave your work kids, that's how it's going to work.
But I think it does explain why the chickens are on the farm as well. Because they're laying their eggs and they're, I'm assuming selling them. Because they're sentient chickens. So they're choosing, they're obviously there for a reason. They must be making money.
It's interesting because it's like, if they're on a farm like Porky's farm is, I think it's probably understood that it's a service they're providing.
Yeah.
Whereas if they're on a human farm, I imagine it's much like it is in our world.
Yes.
So it depends, really. We don't know what farm they're on.
No, not at all. But I think it does open up a lot more options as to why some sentient creatures are going to get eaten. And it's because it is a job.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Being food is a job.
It's harrowing.
Well, it is. But I mean, it's only harrowing from our perspective because we don't have that. Like we don't recognise the sentience of, other animals and go, just put your hoof print here.
I suppose it's worse that it's not a job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's forced on them.
Yeah.
At least if it was a job, they've agreed to do it.
Well,
it's kind of like that in the Hitchhiker's Guide to
the
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where you had that there was that creature that wants to be eaten. Comes up to the table and suggests the best parts, and he's like, "Oh God, that's weird." And it's like, "Well, would you rather I didn't want to be eaten and you eat me anyway?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't really think of it like that."
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Well, there's something to think about,
isn't it? Just
now, the next one you're going to be. I think we're a bit sad because it's the final appearance of Fat Elmer.
Yeah, final use of the Fat Elmer.
It's Bugs and Elmer.
It is
classic format. Yeah. I'll be interested to see if we see any signs of what turns Elmer around off his presumable binge.
Yeah,
or if he's already well on the way. So we're going to watch Fresh Hare. They're back to calling him a hare again. Can't seem to decide.
No, they can't, because I think in the last episode we were like, they haven't referred to him, and he hasn't referred to himself as a hare in quite a while.
Do you think in the States or in the Tooniverse they didn't realise they were different until a lot later?
Potentially. Well, because there's turtles and tortoises.
Brontosaurus and a Patasaurus. Yeah. They've just sort of gone,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
But in this case,
it's the opposite problem.
They're different things. But like I say, they did the same with Cecil, didn't they? They kept calling him a tortoise and turtle, and they kept jumping and changing.
But then we have realised that
I think they just
Toons can't identify animals.
No, they can't.
What anything is.
Yeah, they're just like, it kind of looks like that shape, so it's probably one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe that's it.
Well, let's find out in the Fresh Hare from August 22nd, 1942. Dual betrayal.
Why? It was going so well.
Right.
We're cruising through the 40s.
Should we give them the rundown?
Yeah, I guess. So it's another classic Bugs and Elmer runabout chasey thing. Hilarious.
Elmer's joined the Mounties.
Yeah, and Bugs has a warrant out for him, dead or alive.
Elmer's looking a bit thinner, presumably because he's joined the Mounties.
Yeah, but then it turns out to be corsets. Still,
yeah, still some corsetry going on.
Action. But yeah, it was still very entertaining all the way through. Like at one point, Bugs jumps through a hole, Elmer tries to follow him, puts his gun down, and then Bugs comes out from the other side of the hole, picks up his gun, throws it away, and then goes rigid and leans against the tree. Elmer pops out, doesn't realise that Bugs is not his gun, and then picks Bugs up like a gun, and Bugs starts going, bam, 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 and then pretends to be out of bullets. At what point Elmer looks down the barrel, which is directly into Bugs' eyes, and then just gets a big old kiss from Bugs.
As is Bugs' want of an afternoon.
Yeah.
And then, Elmer, it gives him the run around again for a while.
Yeah.
And then Elmer starts crying and saying he's a disgrace to the unit.
Yeah.
And Bugs turns himself in. Then Bugs is facing a firing squad.
Yeah.
He's given a last wish. And, he wishes he was in Dixie. And then it cuts to Bugs and Elmer and presumably the 5 mounties with the firing squad.
And they've blacked up.
They're blacked up and they're singing Camptown Ladies.
Yeah. And it's just like, why?
And that's the last use of Fat Elmer as well. That's what they've left us with.
Yeah.
Elmer. So yeah, very disappointing. We thought Bugs wouldn't let us down. We thought Bugs in his infinite, presumably, space and time travelling wisdom.
Yeah, would have avoided that completely.
Yeah. But no. Afraid not.
I mean, the thing is, it is possible because, even though he's, able to kind of travel through space-time, that it still could just be him very young. He's got to have a start point. And it's still possible that he is very... And he hasn't been...
Yeah, that could be a less developed Bugs than we've been seeing before.
It's hard to say. It is disappointing. I've got a feeling that maybe this is why Elmer stops being Fat Elmer, because I think he realised he did a very bad thing.
And he changed his appearance.
And I think he changes a lot of his ways from that.
It's possible.
I thought he spirals into depression.
We saw a few things reinforced in this episode.
Yeah.
One, the idea that no one in the Tooniverse can tell anything apart other than very broad shape.
Yeah.
If you leave a gun there, someone's there and pretends to be a gun.
Yeah, it goes rigid.
Then, for all intents and purposes, to you, they are your gun.
Yeah. I think Bugs whips Elmer's Mountie hat off at some point.
Yeah, just puts it on.
And then pretends to be the boss, and Elmer instantly...
In front of him?
Yeah.
Not just the hat and then later on turns up.
No, just then automatically goes, oh God, that's my boss.
Yeah.
Because Bugs acts all authoritarian. Really weird.
We saw the idea of... we can see Bugs has drilled into the soil, as is his wont.
Stick him to a bunny hole.
But he can't go down through the snow.
No.
He can jump up and drill through the snow, but he can't just sink into the ground like he does on the soil.
Yeah. So it is literally just when he's in contact with soil that he has his power. Yeah. Other than that, he has to actively get through something.
At one point, we saw him under the snow, and his ears were sticking out, and his ears went either side of a tree. Yes. I'm wondering if there's rabbit tracks under the snow.
Potentially.
So he knows where the rabbit tracks are. He's been chased by Elmer. He goes through the tree, as it were. Elmer straight into it.
Because he doesn't get the powers granted by the rabbit tracks.
Yeah. So, a few things reinforced, but ultimately the main thing that was reinforced was our disappointment in the racially insensitive ways of the Tooniverse.
Well, just the 40s has just been a bad one. And the thing is we thought we'd skipped out the really bad years.
Well, I think we did.
Oh, God.
That's the trouble.
Oh, that doesn't bode well for the ones before what we started watching.
Let's catch up with our psychotic duck friend.
Yeah.
It's September 5th, 1942. We've got a Daffy number.
We have. The Impatient Patient.
The Impatient Patient.
Is he a doctor again? I thought he wasn't allowed to be a doctor anymore.
That didn't seem to stop him before.
No,
I don't think he was allowed to be a doctor then.
No.
He certainly shouldn't have been.
Oh, should we watch it and find out?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed to be missing out the episode Eaten on the Cuff or The Moth Who Came to Dinner.
Oh.
But
I reckon we're going to have to do an episode at some point where we kind of go back
and just watch ones that sound good.
Yeah, watch the ones that we go, oh, that sounds hilarious.
But yeah, let's kick in The Impatient Patient, September 5th, 1942. I don't know what to make of that, really.
It's an odd one.
So we watched the colour version because the black and white version
was squiffy.
we found was squiffy.
Yeah.
All the colours are weird.
Yeah, Daffy's collar's pink.
Daffy's collar's lurid pink.
Yeah.
And he's
bit brown. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it does say here that it was computer colorized in 1992, so I've got a feeling that
they had a work experience kid or something.
Yeah, I reckon it was just, they passed it off onto somebody and went, oh, well, it's probably never going to get watched, so
there's no chance that two idiots in a room
are going to sit and scrutinise this. And we are.
Yeah. So, Daffy's like a telegram boy.
Yeah, I think he makes a great postman.
Yeah. So he's in some weird swamp.
Yeah.
He's got a message for Chloe.
Yeah. It was a telegram for Chloe.
He comes upon this house.
Dr. Jekyll's.
Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Jekyll, that was it.
Don't want to get sued here.
No. And he has the hiccups. And oh boy does he have the hiccups. When Daffy gets the hiccups, he gets the proper hiccups.
Yeah.
Impressive.
But the sign outside, he says, you can't cure the hiccups, and the sign says, yes, I can.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, go there then. He gets let in by a weird ape arm.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the ape arm necessarily let him in. It was oiling the door, and I think
it
he
changed
just
the
went
rug
in.
out as well.
It did to unwelcome.
Yeah, to the unwelcome rug.
Yeah,
which I presume that Dr. Jekyll switches out every time he switches between.
Yes,
Dr. Jekyll and whatever else.
Well, Chloe.
Well, yeah, but also whatever that gorilla thing was.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if he was that gorilla thing.
And the baby, which is sort of still Chloe, but
yeah, but that wasn't. That was Daffy doing. Daffy made the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
That I don't think Dr. Jekyll turns himself regularly into a baby.
His rudimentary medical experience.
Yeah, to go off. I mix these things together, make baby paste.
But so he goes in there. Dr. Jekyll's sort of trying to cure his hiccups, but he says we'll do a scare cure, and then he mixes up his weird batch of stuff and becomes Chloe, who's this giant hulking thing.
Yeah.
Now Chloe
is for the telegram's for.
The telegram's for, so he delivers the telegram and legs it. Chloe chases him around for a bit.
Wants a bit of a dance when the music comes on.
Dance when certain music comes on,
yeah.
But otherwise just chasing him about. Then Daffy makes up this other mix. Yeah. Whaps it at Chloe. Chloe becomes a baby. Is wheeling the baby away for some reason.
Yeah, I think
the baby doesn't know me very well, does he? Takes a hammer off the desk. Yeah. Then it pans across to Daffy, who's pushing the pram. He's got a massive mallet behind him, as expected.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know me very well, does he? And they go off screen, and then you hear a smashing noise, and the voice of Chloe, who is the baby, going, "Oh, he broke my little back." and,
so Daffy...
and the cuckoo clock in the background, just the cuckoo pulled out a sign that just says, "He doed it."
Yeah, and he did.
So we have learned, not that we are particularly in any doubt, that Daffy has no qualms smashing up a baby with a mallet.
No. But I mean, he knows what that baby is and who it's likely to turn back into. But I mean, I don't understand how nobody's learned yet. Don't pick a fight with Daffy. You're not going to win at all. He's willing to go way further and way darker than you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so dark.
Yeah, because I've just remembered that Chloe picking the fight was, let's you, me, wrestle.
Yeah.
Which was like, you're not going to win.
No, of course you're not. Look at you picking a fight. You really just do not know Daffy at all.
The background's weird in this one. It was throwing me off a lot of the time. And at first I thought it was a dream, but it was a bit too coherent to be a dream.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just like a fun house.
No, you see, I'm wondering if that's what stuff looks like to Daffy.
Ah, well, potentially.
Like it's just a horrible non-Euclidean nightmare all
Which
the time.
is why he just reverts to violence instantly, because everything...
Because he's so confused.
Well, the thing is...
confused and terrified all the time.
I don't know if Chloe was ever actively out to hurt Daffy. He was trying to cure him of the hiccups. He was trying to use the scare
We have no idea.
test.
We have no idea what Daffy's seeing.
No.
That's the trouble.
Yeah. And it can only be mental. It must be.
Because there's always these little things in it. Like, we had it ages ago with the reflection that was just, like, doing its own thing.
Yeah.
And in this, like, his colours were different in the mirror.
Yeah, I don't think Daffy is just Daffy. And I don't mean like just Daffy as in the person Daffy.
That.
I think he's potentially full-on psychotic, and he just like we get to see him as he's having psychotic breakdowns.
Yeah, I think, which is all the time.
Yeah, like it's just cascade effect of psychosis.
Yeah, so I think because there was a lot about that one, like the changing backgrounds, like, and also like the title cards, all were stylistically like I thought like the start of a Hitchcock film. And I was just like, I don't want Daffy in a Hitchcock film.
Yeah, but that's essentially what you got.
Yeah, it's exactly. But I think there's been more sinister Daffy ones before. When Daffy was a doctor, I thought was...
Yeah, but the thing is that like that was tamed by having Porky in it. This didn't.
I don't think it was tamed by having Porky in it.
It seemed more normal. Definitely seemed more normal. Whereas this one was just Daffy and Chloe.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, but no, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I suppose we'll have to watch another Daffy one soon and see.
Yeah, I think we'll have a Daffy one again next
episode,
week.
I think, yeah.
But let's have a quick look in the Porky Piggy Bank. Do one more this week.
Yeah.
Because we've got some new characters coming up. But first, let's...
Did you bring a microscope to look in the dark corners of the piggy bank?
I don't think it would help.
I don't think it would.
Okay, well, let's go and see what we got. So, we make the Space Jam Continuum for free. Constantly, without relent, all the time.
It's good.
But it's not entirely free for us to maintain. And currently that burden falls on Kaiju FM, our gracious hosts.
Yeah.
And over at Kaiju FM, there is a link to a Patreon page. So if you enjoy the show, then please take a look and possibly consider just donating a little money to keep it afloat.
I think $1 is the minimum amount. And that's $1 a month.
Yeah, it's $1 a month, and that's it's like 25 cents an episode, probably less than that. Yeah. And,
if you're only listening to us,
and that's if you're only listening to us. There's some there's other great shows over there. There's The Prestige, there's Three Parrots, there's Law Masters, and a few other things coming up this year. So please go over there and check it out. Otherwise, please give us ratings on wherever you listen to podcasts, on iTunes or on Libsyn or wherever. Leave us comments.
Yeah, get involved, actively involved.
Join the discussion. Email us. Yeah. spacejamcontinuum@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can find us a group on Facebook if you want to.
Yeah, we're there.
Yak at us there. We're on Twitter, TSJ Community.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to contact us, and even if you don't want to talk to us about it, talk to your friends about it. Yeah, get other people.
Tell a couple of people, because chances are, if you're enjoying it, some of them will enjoy it too. And the more people weighing on this discussion, the deeper we can get into this absurd project.
Because at the moment, it's just our ramblings. We need other ramblings.
Yeah, we occasionally get some other ramblings, but let's really get this ball rolling. Let's get the discussion.
It's a big ball to roll as well.
But yeah, otherwise, just tell people, leave us ratings. Yeah, have a good time.
Enjoy it.
Thanks for listening. Let's watch some cartoons.
Let's get back to the cartoon bit. I'll put the bank away.
I believe that role-playing games are art. Specifically, role-playing games are theatre, which means theatre artists are natural role players.
What sort of hat am I wearing?
That's the important details.
Is it like a tricorn hat?
Yeah, he has got into full theatre mode now.
Right,
this is amazing.
So they want to be entertained. I'm going to give them a shot with my iron and my tricorn hat.
Life's a game. The world's our stage. And we're merely role players. Merely Role Players, a podcast where dramatic people play role-playing games. Hosted by me, M.J. Starling, in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Find us at merelyroleplayers.podbean.com or search your usual podcast app for merely role players.
I know you've been looking forward to this one, Cal.
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's the Dover Boys. Who the fuck are the Dover Boys?
Like long title, the Dover
Okay.
Boys at Pimento University, or the Rivals of Rockford Hall.
Also known by the shortened title, the Dover Boys.
Yeah, I
Who
think-
the fuck are the Dover Boys?
Well,
I don't
we're
fucking
going to
know.
find out, aren't we?
Let's find out right now. In the Dover Boys at Pimento University, or the Rivals of Rockford Hall, also known by the shortened title, the Dover Boys, from September 19th, 1942.
Well done.
Thanks. Right. I think it's fair to say, in our time watching Looney Tunes, we've seen a lot of weird shit, right?
Yeah.
A lot of weird shit goes on in
Yeah.
Toon Society. A lot of weird shit's gone on in the human society on the other side of the demarcation line there.
Yeah.
I am starting to see why the demarcation line existed.
Yeah. What an episode.
What a way to finish this week's.
That was just brilliant.
Like, for a start, let me begin by saying, honestly, if you haven't been watching the episodes along with us,
Yeah.
watch the Dover Boys at Pimento University or the Rivals of Rockford Hall, also known by the shortened title, the Dover Boys.
Yeah. Do
Because,
it.
my God, is that...
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It is a journey and a half.
So, the Dover Boys are like three... I don't know, they're...
Prep
there's a-
boys,
Yeah, they're... Well, like...
I guess.
It's like the preppiest jock,
Yeah.
and then like a proper sort of like gent,
Yeah. Tough.
and then like, you know, the happy-go-lucky little tubby one.
And they're like, they are the Dover Boys.
They're the Dover Boys. They're the
from-
most popular people
yeah.
at Pimento University, Pimento U, PU,
Yeah.
as we are told.
Yeah, it's just called PU.
And they have a fiancée.
Yeah, that was odd. And
What was her name? Dorothy something.
I don't know if it was entirely that important, but I think it was Dorothy something.
Standpipe.
Yeah.
Something
and
like that.
she doesn't need to use her feet to move.
Yeah, so she just drifts around like a sort of porcelain doll.
Yeah.
Like, if you imagine like a... Yeah, if you just imagine like a doll just sort of teetering around.
Yeah, that's pretty much how she
That's
walks.
how she moves.
So they take her on a day out,
Yeah.
and they go to play,
They go and play
hide and seek.
And they can't decide where to hide. They get progressively further and further away.
Yeah.
In the end, they hide under the snooker table in a pub.
Yes.
Where earlier on we had seen this sort of greenish-skinned
Dick
villain,
Dastardly, for want of a better reason.
who hates them because he really loves Dorothy Standpipe's father's money.
Yes.
And so he goes, they must be alone and unprotected. He goes outside and steals a car.
Which is his car.
It's clearly his car.
He's dressed fully in purple. It's a purple car.
It's a purple car. Like,
Well,
no one else was in the pub but him
No.
with the car thing. It's his car.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to steal this
I'm gonna
car.
steal it.
And you're like, that's your car, mate.
Yeah, he steals the car. He steals his own car.
Yeah.
He drives out where Dorothy's still counting. He pries her from the tree with like,
she's got
some like
yeah.
tire
levers,
Yeah.
After having read a how-to book of how to get
How
a
to
young
get a
lady
woman
off a tree.
Yeah. He kidnaps her, takes her to a hunting lodge where she sort of fends him off while screaming for
She's
help
got
from the
a
Dover Boys.
powerful back kick.
The Dover Boys swoop in and save her, even though she's sorting it
Yeah,
right
he's
out.
knocked
by then.
out. He's calling for help from the Dover Boys at the end of that.
Yeah, but then like they rough him up a bit. He's sort of teetering there, and they go, "Haven't had enough, eh?" And they all gear up to punch, and he falls over, and they all punch each other.
Yeah,
and then they all fall down, and then Dorothy trots off with a recurring character who's never explained.
Yeah,
which is just this old guy who
this old sailor
has a weird sort of like
wiggle walk,
arse out sort of hunch, and he does a little jump every fourth step.
And he's never named. He's only ever really kind of happens in the background, kind of the way Egghead did in the first time we saw Egghead.
Yeah,
Like it was that sort of background-esque sort of character. So he just passed into certain scenes, and you were like, "Who's that guy?" It's never going to be explained, and she just runs off with him at the end.
But I think the real drive-home point of this whole episode, though, is like it's like as soon because we know the humans have started to be let to into Toon Society for at least they might not be able to live there or whatever, but they're being let in, they're being more accepted. As soon as that's happened, they've gone from Wild West level society to this sort of preppy Ivy League university stuff.
Yeah,
and I can understand why you wouldn't want it about. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. But I think, like during the episode, I think you kind of nailed it when you said that. It almost seems like they're trying to emulate Toon Society. So, they've just kind of seen how the Toons are acting and went, oh, if we act like that...
Yeah. Then they've missed, the finer points of most of it.
They're doing it, but they're not doing it very subtly. They're missing the subtle aspect of Toon Society.
Yeah.
And they're just going, oh, we're going to be wacky.
They've got nothing behind it that works.
No.
It's just... They're just being weird.
Yeah. But what an episode.
I'm really upset because I don't think there's any more Dover Boys.
Well, there's from what I can see, there's nothing in the 40s. Well, they do another one in the 50s.
Yeah, I forgot
whenever.
We were only searching our 40s list.
Yeah, but I mean it's 42, so there's nothing for the rest of the 1940s. So that's still 8 years before they could even potentially be in it again.
But you're right. You're right that it is just a set of unsupported wackiness. When the Dover Boys turn up, the first one is riding a 3-person tandem.
A thrandom?
A thrandom.
He's doing a wheelie. He's
riding the back one and just is doing a wheelie.
Yeah.
The second one is on a penny farthing and he's just standing
on the seat,
rigid.
Yeah.
No hands on the handlebars,
and
nothing
it's
on the
going.
pedals, and it's just going.
And the other one was on a small trike,
I think it was just a little trike. A penny, still big front wheel, but it was a trike.
Yeah, I think it's known as a big wheel trike. It's a toy, but...
And, they're a unit. They are the Dover Boys, and they are marrying a person.
Yeah.
It's just it's all to fuck.
It is so weird. It is... at first I was like, it seemed quite Monty Python in just how random and
it was really
kind of blocked together it was all. Here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a joke. And it's
and the narrator was very...
It was odd. I really enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad that's not coming back.
Wow.
Well, at least not anytime soon.
Well, at least not for the next 8 years.
Okay, at least for the next 8 years.
Yeah. They might start one, not 1950, might be the first one. Dover Boys are back.
Yeah. I was thinking also, though, it hasn't been long, it hasn't taken long for the human sort of society, because there were no animal tunes in it, it was all human tunes.
Yeah.
It hasn't taken long for that to progress, the human society to progress to that level.
Yeah.
From Wild West level. And I'm wondering if maybe that's the reason they feel they need to slow it down. Because if the human tunes are left to their own devices, they will just plough ahead.
Yeah, you'll end up with the Jetsons really quite quick.
And they don't
want the Jetsons.
They don't want to be left behind.
No.
So they've trodden them down. How they're doing this, I don't know, because they all seem like idiots.
They do. But I think what it is, I think it's opposable thumbs.
Maybe.
I think
there's
the
no malformed puffy don't try
exactly. They're not having to wear gloves to mimic, kind of proper digits.
It's interesting. It's interesting. But it's a nice way to finish this episode.
Yeah.
I implore you all to watch the Dover Boys of Benetta University or the Rivals of Rock.
Even if it's the only one you ever watch from listening to us, even if it's the only one you go, oh, that's the one I'll say down much, watch it.
And I'm sure one will come up again that we say that about. But right now, if you just want to see something just weird,
that's the one.
That's the one for you. Okay, so we'll be back next week, but although we're going to do it in a minute.
Yeah.
Probably another slightly shorter one like this, 4 cartoon job. But until then, have a good one. Watch the cartoons. And,
enjoy them. Tell everyone.
Watch the Dover Boys.
Watch the Dover Boys.
Bye!
Bye!